We are going to do a 10-minute or so presentation. The reason we do this is because you'll know that for a while now, for about 18 months, we've been pondering the idea of acquiring some new space for mission. And things have somewhat come to a head, and we've decided to set a timetable in place for us to make a decision together. As Baptist churches, we decide together, or rather, a better way of saying it is that we discern together. This is not about the leadership team's idea or about my idea. This is about discerning whether this is God's good and perfect will for us as a church. And so we're in that process. And you should have received now copious letters or emails. The outcome check with me, and I'll make sure you do, with frequently asked questions and a letter just recently about a timetable to make a decision for a week on Tuesday. So we had this time to just run through things, just to hopefully make sure they're clear so people can think and pray and fast about this important decision. What is chapel A for? Well, we've talked about this in the past. And we know that every church, the purpose of every church is to fulfill two things. To fulfill the Great Command and the Great Commission. And look at mission statements of churches, they cover these two things. So the Great Command is to love the Lord our God with all our heart, soul, mind and strength, and to love others as we love ourselves. And the Great Commission, the end of Matthew's Gospel, to go therefore and share the Gospel, baptising people in faith and teaching them everything that we know about our Christian faith. So those are the two things. If you think of the question, what is chapel A for? Those are the two things that we are about. Now, this question of a building as part of the future of chapel A. I guess we've talked at length before about the fact that we're not looking for some ginormous sanctuary space for Sundays, etc., etc., as nice as some people think that might be for us. We're looking for something smaller, something which might accommodate a whole range of activities that we can do as a church to engage with the community, to share our faith, to love other people, and do the things that it says in the Great Command and in the Great Commission. And I guess there's three parts to this, just to take a broad view of what we're looking at. The first thing is that we're looking for new office space. That's where Hannah and Ganita and myself are based. The second part is ending the rental problems that we face, and I'll share more about that in a moment. And the third bit is to open up new opportunities for mission, and again we're going to talk about that in a moment or two. Just about the new office space. Here we are. That's our office currently. So if you've been in, not everyone's been in, you're very welcome to come inside. But it's the converted hairdressers, Sweeney Todd's, on Bottom Duty Lane. And if you go in, there's a front area where Ganita sits and does the administration 3 days a week. And in the back section, there's a larger area, and Hannah and I will share that space, and there's a loo and understairs cupboard. So that's an extensive office suite, and we work in there. The reality is, though, it's not a great space to work in. There is little or no privacy whatsoever in there, and so when people come in on a private conversation, that's next to impossible. We have no way of reciprocating the kind of things that other churches offer to us. We've almost stopped having other local church ministers and church workers to come to chapel office because we just can't fit them in. It just doesn't work. So we do everything in other offices, which after a time gets you thinking that actually this is not fair on them. We can't reciprocate as a church. We had a meeting just this week where I was in the back office, so Hannah had to meet the people sitting in the front office, and then Ganita arrived to do her job, so they moved from the front office into the Beehive Cafe to carry on their meeting. That is the reality of how we do. The feedback I received from people here is this is a bit of a no-brainer. I think I've heard that everybody thinks that National Ganita can do with some more space, better offices, and a meeting space to share time. So that's the new office space idea. any regular problems we face. This is just going through this reminding you of the other places we uniquely move, we use in Charlton and around for various things. So, the actual Methodist Church itself, we've held interviews there, we've held youth work interviews there, and we've held church meetings there, not very long, so it's in a great space, but we've used that building. The Methodist Centre, where there's a whole range of young people's and kids' activities around there. Funky Friday to Tuesday youth group. We've had a Christmas party there, we've had an ecumenical mission team there many years ago, we've run at Hope with God there many years ago, we've had prayer weekends there. So we've used this place pretty substantially. In 7, we ran the graduate arts course and we had lunchtime interviews in the 7 building. In Stainbeck Hall we have church meetings. We're going to run the Alpha course there in October, November into December. And the Oasis Frontline team, they had their office space in there when they came and were with us for 2 years as well. The primary school, we're here. We've had church meetings here, we've had learning centre here, we've had Sunday evenings here, and we've run ecumenical mission events here many years ago when we had that mission together. The Queen's Arms, currently under a bit of a massive refit at the moment. But there, of course, Cows in the Pub and a number of Alpha courses. Again, it's shunted up one end of a large room, and it's not a great space, I think, where we're to that. Moortown Baptist Church, we've got child protection training there, Cows in the Pub, band practice there, church weekend away at Moortown. St Matthew's Parish Room, the room they have built on the side of St Matthew's, youth service there, youth conference there. It's beginning to get a bit too much. Well, it's been like that for a while. It's been too much. I mentioned about the Alpha course and church meetings. We've hunted the church meeting venues for a long time. Eventually, Stainbeck Hall seems to be just about okay for us. I heard this week that as of the end of this year, we can no longer use Stainbeck Hall. It's now booked out, we can't use it. And therefore, the Alpha course we run will be the only Alpha course we'll ever run in Stainbeck Hall. This is now booked out. It took 2 weeks of my negotiation with Stainbeck Hall to get us in there, and they basically kind of nicely go and book someone out. It is incredibly hard booking space for regular activities that we do. And as I was thinking about this, the image I had in my head, I don't know if this has got a lot, but this was the image that came into my head. We've kind of gone into the room, we've drunk the drinking bottle, and it feels, I don't look like a place, because that's how I feel at times. But that's kind of where we've got to with all the kind of things that we do. And the reality is, all those lists of activities, we not only move youth work out of the Methodist Hall, but you can basically all those other activities and the kind of space we're looking at will solve every single one of those problems. There is the third part of this. Opportunities Commission. Now there's 4 people here, so Pete and Hannah and Jess and Gary. Can you just pop up for a moment? And they're just going to do a very brief kind of resume of how we might be able to use this.